was subtraction by necessity. If an element doesn't actively help the function or the communication of the object, you remove it.
So not minimalism just for the sake of an empty-looking room?
No, because anything extra is noise. And noise is essentially lying to the user. Rams actually compared good design to good legislation. It should be unobtrusive, it operates invisibly in the background. If you actively notice the government, something is usually wrong.
That makes total sense.
And if you actively notice the design of the filmmaker, it's probably because it's confusing you or getting in your way.
That's fascinating way to think. The user is just this perfectly rational person who wants the unvarnished truth. Don't lie to me, toaster.
But you see, that is a very Western, very functionalist view of the world. The user as a strict problem solver. And this is where the research pivots to the second major successor of the Ohm legacy, which takes us all the way to Japan, Muji. Founded in 1980. Muji is so interesting because visually it looks a whole lot like Braun or Ohm. It's clean, it's simple, it's highly functional. But the philosophy operating underneath it is completely different.
I'm supposed to call this the cultural pivot. It actually started as an
Yes. The name Muji translates roughly to non-pleasant. But while Braun wants an object to be honest, Muji wants an object to be empty.
Wait, unpack. Because to me, a white box is a white box.
It's a subtle but massive difference. Kenya Hara, the art director of Muji, explains this with a truly brilliant analogy about knives. Imagine a high-end Western kitchen knife, something like what we saw for a house.
Okay, I'm picturing a heavy black handle, metal rivets, specially shaped to fit my hand.
Right. The handle is highly ergonomic. It has specific grooves for your fingers. It shows you exactly where your thumb is supposed to go. It is literally telling you, hold me exactly this way.
It's instructing me.
Correct. That is simplicity in the Western sense. It's optimization. The designers figured out a single best way to hold a knife and built that solution permanently into the object. Imagine a traditional Japanese sushi knife, a Zakiba. The handle is just a simple round block.
Just a smooth wooden cylinder.
It doesn't tell you anything. You can hold it anywhere, in any grip, at any angle you want. That is emptiness.
I see. So the Western knife is providing a definitive solution. The Japanese knife is providing a space for me to figure it out myself.
The Western design uses clean stuff. Muji seeks to use this in things that are meaning to the object. Muji products are actually supposed to withdraw. Yeah. The goal isn't for you to look at a Muji product and scream, oh, I want that. It's for you to look at it and come and say, this will do.
This will do. I mean, that sounds almost disappointing. Like you're just settling.
And the rest, where we are totally obsessed with having the absolute best of everything, maybe it sounds like settling. But in this philosophy, it's an ethics of the ego. The designer stops asserting their ego. They stop shouting at you. The object recedes into the background so you can just live your life. It creates a quiet vacuum. Oh, a total classic. It looks exactly like a square kitchen ventilation fan. And you literally pull a hanging string cord to start the music.
Which is so deeply satisfying. Just click.
It is. And it wasn't based on some strict analytical breakdown of how to optimally play a compact disc. It was based on a shared human memory. The physical feeling of pulling a cord to turn on a light or a fan. It is intuitive, but in a poetic way, not a mathematical one.
That's beautiful. So we have Braun playing the
Honest teacher, giving us this highly rational voice, and Muji playing the empty vessel in his quiet space. But then the deep dive brings us to the third successor, and this is probably the one dominating our lives the most right now. Silicon Valley.
The world of IDEO, Apple, and human-centered design. And this represents the biggest epistemological shift of all. Ohm said, analyze the function. Silicon Valley says, watch the human.
This is the Don Norman era, the famous Norman door.
Exactly. If you walk up to a door and you feel that there's actually a push door, the old Ohm guys might have said, you just didn't understand the semiotics of the handle, you failed to read the sign correctly.
User error.
Right. But Don Norman says, no, that is a bad design. The design failed to match your internal mental model and how doors work.
This feels like the exact moment design became entirely about that.
Here's the ultimate buzzword. Instead of sitting in the store room doing complex tasks like the Ohm guys, go out into the world and watch real people. You see them struggling to put plastic package or duct tape in the handle to make it easier to hold. You say, that is the function. It's a design
Which sounds amazing. That's a one perfect design. If I'm struggling with something, I want the designer to help me out.
Well, here is the trap, and the expert critique in our source material is quite sharp on this point. Empathy absolutely solves user frustration, but it doesn't necessarily solve for human welfare.
What do you mean by that?
You can design an extremely empathetic cigarette.
Wait, an empathetic cigarette? How does that work?
Think about the process. You deeply observe a smoker. You see they hate fumbling for a lighter in the wind. You see they hate the smelly asphalt on their clothes. So, using empathy, you design a way to be
But you were still helping them slowly kill themselves.
Exactly.
Wow, okay, that hits home. It's like a social media feed. You observe that people get slightly bored or annoyed after 3 seconds of clicking, so you design an infinite scroll that removes the friction
Perfectly optimize the engagement by deeply understanding the user's psychology and frustration. But you haven't actually made their life any better. You've just made their addiction smoother.
That is such a crucial distinction. The old school wanted to elevate the user to a higher rational standard, but they really wanted to train us to be better, more logical citizens.
Yes. Through objects.
But Silicon Valley just wants to meet the user exactly where they already are, even if where they are is lazy, impulsive, or addicted to their screen.
That is a very heavy realization about modern design. We went from design should improve society to design should just make things easy. And that brings us full circle to the core conflict of the entire Ohm experiment, the wicked problem.
This was coined by Horst Vertel, right? A former teacher at Ohm who kind of turned against their whole mathematical method.
Yes. After his time at Ohm, Whittle realized that design problems are absolutely nothing like math problems. In math, there is one objectively right answer. 2 plus 2 is always 4. But in design, the problems are wicked.
What exactly defines a wicked problem?
A wicked problem has no stopping rule. There is no magical moment where you can put down your pencil and say, I have solved this completely. And more importantly, every solution you introduce creates a brand new problem.
Oh, I see. Like you design a car to solve the problem of personal mobility.
Yes, but now you've created traffic and air pollution. You design a massive highway system just to have traffic.
And now you create an urban sprawl and divided communities.
You simply cannot calculate the mathematically perfect chair.
Because perfect completely depends on who is sitting in it, where that chair is placed, and what that person is trying to do.
Ohm ultimately failed because they tried to treat a wicked problem, which is the messy reality of human life, like a tiny problem, like a simple math equation. They're all designed to be a hard science, but it just isn't.
But, and this is the massive twist of our deep dive today, even though their rigid method failed, their look completely won.
It conquered the world. We live entirely in the world Ohm built. That visual language of clarity, of modularity, of intellectual hygiene that is the dominant aesthetic of the entire global economy. Apple, Braun, Muji, IKEA, they all speak the visual language of Ohm. They just use entirely different philosophical methods to arrive.
It's so ironic. We totally rejected their ignorant authoritarian science, but we happily kept all their sleep-like boxes.
Signals commerce. It signals the future. And as a society, that is a very hard psychological signal to give up.
So bringing it all back down to earth, what does this all mean for us? When we look at that phone on our desk or that coffee maker tomorrow morning, what should we be seeing?
I think the ultimate takeaway from all these sources is that design is never ever neutral. It is always an ethics practice to choices. Every single object you recall is actively making a promise to you.
Okay, let's recap those promises for you listening. Braun says,
I promise to be honest with you. I am a tool, and I will not lie to you about my function. Muji says, I promise not to intrude on your life. I am simply an empty vessel for you to use.
and Silicon Valley says,
I promise never to frustrate you.
and sometimes, secretly, I promise to keep you infinitely scrolling.
Indeed. We have to actively decide which of those promises we actually want in our homes. Do we want the cold truth? Do we want quiet space? Or do we just want things to be as easy and frictionless as possible?
There's a whole lot to think about the next time I walk up to a glass door and pull instead of push.
Just remember, if you pull and it doesn't open, Don Norman says it's not your fault. But it might just be because the designer was trying to be a little too clever with some of the items.
I'm going to need you to one final provocative thought from me. If every single object around us is secretly an argument about how we should live our lives, what are the objects in your pocket arguing for right now?
Are they arguing for your attention, or are they arguing for your freedom?
On that note, go check your papers. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Catch you next time.